Yes, folks. The screen says it all. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin today's episode of College Football 26 Road to Glory on Heisman Difficulty starring Action Jackson Wilson, we have got some recognition. The 2028 Doak Walker Award winner is yours truly. Nobody knew who I was coming out of high school. I was a second string running back, 2 stars. And then I landed an academic/athletic scholarship from the University of North Carolina. Didn't play much at age 18. I only saw 3 snaps as a Tar Heel. Then I became a redshirt freshman in the transfer portal and went to San Jose State to become a Spartan. Had a breakout season as a freshie, and now as a sophomore. As you could see, I not only won the Doak Walker Award on Heisman Difficulty, but I also set the all-time NCAA single-season record in receptions when I was supposed to be a running back. You can't make this stuff up, guys. But let this be known that you're looking at a dual threat. The offensive line hasn't been the best since I came here. There's been adversity in terms of running, but in terms of being a wide receiver and making it work in that regard, Wilson has been delivering. Now, don't get me wrong, there's also been a lot of other highlights with rushes, but this is truly remarkable, guys. I know we've taken a long time on this screen, but I just want to take this all in, man. You talk about making your name known. My goodness. For the second consecutive year, I've been named to the All-Conference First Team in the Mountain West. And I'm a first-team All-American. The accolades just keep on coming, guys. And now, we're headed to the Gasparilla Bowl against California, who we played and lost to earlier in the season. Boy, that's super rare to see that, guys. So San Jose State will have an opportunity to avenge their bowl loss from a season ago. That was the game I got benched for the entire second half in, and we blew a 22-3 lead. And I didn't even do anything wrong. But that's in the past. Regardless of what happens today, this is nothing in terms of a national championship, so life goes on. But we've had the greatest season in San Jose Spartan history. So I am not complaining one bit. Like, why should I? For that reason, and also because I got Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. If you don't, I pray that you'd make that decision today. Jesus Christ loves you. I don't care who you are or what you've been through. He's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through Him. You are a sinner condemned to hell with the lake of fire without Him, but God did not want that for you. So He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, who He is one with. Jesus Christ is God. Jesus went to the cross, took the punishment that you deserve, died and rose again from the grave. And now, because He lives, you can live eternally by putting your faith in Him. Repent, turn from your sin, and turn to Christ, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So, before we get today's Gasparilla Bowl game started, I encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, this is Action Jackson Wilson with College Football 26 on Heisman Difficulty. I will mention something. I will throw a disclaimer out there. I don't have these posted, but we lost the last 2 games against Colorado State and Stanford. I was streaming this game against Stanford, but something went wrong, and so I decided to restart the stream. But either way, I didn't play this game against Colorado State because I was having some classroom adversity. So Coach benched me for this game because I've been putting so much stock into my athletics and carrying this team that my GPA took a hit. So I had to get back in the classroom, get that back up. I aced my final exam, and now I'm back in the lineup. I played a little bit against Stanford. I made a couple of catches. I actually had a key drop in the end zone, which resulted in an interception. If I would have hung on to that ball, that would have been 7 points and probably a 10-point swing. So instead of losing that game 20-16, we're probably celebrating a victory had that not happened. That's a rare miscue by me, but hey, it happens. Regardless, we would have still been going to a bowl game. And like I said, we've already seen this Cal team. We played them week 2, and we lost 41-20. It's super rare to have a rematch against a non-conference team in a bowl game that you played in the regular season. But that's what we're faced with right here in the Gasparilla Bowl. So, let's get it on. Instead of being the second-string running back like I was in last year's bowl game, I'm now in the starting lineup and looking to spur us on. We had a successful week at practice. Get some training in for our final game. And now it's time. Let's rock and roll, guys. For the final time in my sophomore season, let's play some San Jose State Spartan football. We are huge underdogs entering this game in terms of overall. We'll see if we can't shock the world in this rematch against Cal. It's the Gasparilla Bowl here on College Football 26's Road to Glory. Jackson Wilson finishing off his upperclassmen, or rather lowerclassmen years of his career. Being a junior and senior is something that I'm really looking forward to. Now the question is, will I remain at San Jose State, or will I be going elsewhere, entering the transfer portal once again? We'll see who offers me a scholarship after this successful 2-year run as a Spartan. The Cal Bears getting ready to make their entrance. We get ready to play some football here in Tampa, Florida, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium. So here we go. San Jose State gets a defensive stop, and now here they go on offense. We're going to start out with an HB slip screen. Jackson Wilson starting in his first bowl game after coming off the bench in the Hawaii Bowl a season ago. It's going to be a screen out front. Wilson's going to get out of bounds with the first down. Great start to the final game of his sophomore season as Jackson Wilson looks to will the Spartans on to victory. Chambers with a nice throw. There was nobody in the vicinity, and Jackson Wilson had nothing but daylight in front of him. Now let's go to the HB angle. We're just getting rolling here in the Gasparilla Bowl. It's Cal and San Jose State. Jackson Wilson's going to move to the opposite side and go on a hot route. Snap to Chambers. He's going to throw it to Wilson. He's wide open for the catch. Another positive gain of 6 for Jackson Wilson. Back-to-back catches to begin this Gasparilla Bowl. Now on the quick fork zig. Chambers to throw it, and it is caught for the first down, San Jose State. Back to the screenplay. Spartans moving into field goal range. Jackson Wilson with a couple of catches for 19 yards here in the season finale. Looking for a block right here. He gets one. He's still going, trying to get around the outside, and he will for another big gain. Jackson Wilson, the all-time single-season reception leader in San Jose State history and NCAA football history. Already has 3 catches here on the opening drive of the Gasparilla Bowl. He's got 35 yards. Now it's time to go to the PA wheel. Ball at the 14-yard line. They're overloading that left side, so Wilson's going to go to the right. Hot route this again. The snap. Chambers again looking for Wilson. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Spartans looking to keep driving. They're at the 14-yard line of Cal, trying to put the first points on the board. See if this screenplay works again. Here's Wilson getting a block right there. It does work! It's a touchdown for Jackson Wilson at the Gasparilla Bowl. 49 receiving yards on the opening drive for Jackson Wilson. His 15th touchdown of the season in terms of a wide receiver, and his 18th overall because he's also gotten 3 on the ground. Great blocking once again for the Spartans. They're coming out with fire in their eyes here in this final game. Another defensive stop. San Jose State will get the ball back. Let's go back to the screen again. There's a lot of space out front. If the blocking is there, we should be able to do some damage. Here we go. Jackson Wilson with the catch, but he loses a yard. 2nd down and 11. Chambers lines up under center with Wilson to his left. Takes the snap. Wilson hard cut. It's caught. Wilson trying to shake the defense. He almost does. He gained 8 yards right there. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. Jackson Wilson continuing to make plays. He's in a zone right now with Chambers. They'll go in motion. They'll try to do a hard cut on Texas on 3rd down. Wilson is not open, and Chambers is going to get sacked. Now the defense remains strong for the Spartans. We'll definitely take that. Now let's try the HB angle. 1st down and 10. Jackson Wilson with 56 receiving yards here in this final game. Hard cut. He's going down the middle, and it's batted away, incomplete. Chambers got hit as he threw it. Jackson Wilson would have been wide open for probably a touchdown. But it's not to be. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now we're going to audible this. We're going to go Texas. Jackson Wilson ducks out of the vicinity. The throw over the middle is complete for a gain of about 3. And now we're going to draw up this screenplay right here. 3rd down and 7. Chambers in the shotgun formation takes the snap. Throws to Wilson. We need blockers. We're getting blocks, but Jackson Wilson doesn't have enough for the first. Great defense by the Cal Golden Bears. Man, if Chambers hadn't got hit on that one play, it would have been wide open for maybe a touchdown. It remains 7-0 in favor of San Jose State. Now this ball is going to go to Wilson on a handoff, or so we thought. They're in a run defense. So let's go with the scat. We're going to go outside. Snap to Chambers. Pressure coming. Here's the throw, and it is complete for a gain of 6. Great job by the teammates. Are they in pass defense now? The answer is no. They're once again looking for the run. Let's go to the red zone HB corner. Wilson's going to switch sides because of the overload. Let's re-audible this. Again, we're going to go for the right sideline. Wilson trying to lose his defender. Now the snap goes to Chambers. Hard cut Wilson. It is caught. 1st down, San Jose State. They keep the line moving. Wilson with another great catch. Again, I signed up to be a running back, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they're giving you opportunities at wide receiver, continue to seize the moment. Now let's go to the inside zone split. It'll be a run play right here. The handoff to Wilson by Chambers. Wilson up the middle, and he's going to get a positive gain right there of 8. That's a good rush on Wilson's first carry of the game. Spartans get a touchdown. Great team effort so far here today. 14-0 Spartans, and now they get the ball back from their own 5. It's going to be a handoff to Wilson to try to get them out of the end zone. He goes up the middle. Wilson gains about 3. Now to the dagger smash. This is very, very similar to how last year's bowl game started. We led 22-3, but we couldn't finish the deal against Florida Atlantic. Can we finish the job this time? The throw to the outside is incomplete. Chambers looking for Wilson, and now we'll go Texas. 3rd and 7. I'll tell you what, go in motion right here. Here's Chambers. Chambers is going to take a safety. Unbelievable. That is the last thing that we needed. So Cal gets the safety, but thankfully we got the ball back. All right, time to go back to the screen. We're at the 9-yard line. Jackson Wilson today with 77 yards here in the Gasparilla Bowl as Chambers takes the snap. The pressure is coming, and no protection for Wilson either. Now to the PA wheel. This Cal defense has been pretty stingy as of late. Going to cut through the middle. Here we go. Come on, Chambers. Chambers, hit me. Yes, first down. Great protection. Jackson Wilson was able to shake his matchup, and Chambers completes to him for the first. Wilson has been a driving force here in the season finale, with the Spartans leading 14-2. If Coach benches me for the second half, I'm going to do as much as I possibly can before I leave. Quick cut over the middle. Wilson wide open, overthrown. Chambers again with a missed throw. And that's a tough break. Because again, who knows what I could have done if I would have made that catch. Now on 2nd and 10. Chambers with the snap. Pressure coming again. Here's Wilson with the catch over the middle. First down, San Jose State. We're in a zone, guys. When the games get bigger, we step up even more. Jackson Wilson, who signed up as a running back, is torching the competition at the wide receiver. Continue to mix up the plays here. Now we'll go to the screen. Will this pop open this time? Snap to Chambers. They're playing back on it. Good screen. Wilson can't get anywhere. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Okay, let's try the HB lead zone. You know what? There's nowhere to go, so let's go with the tight end option. Put me on a hot route to the left side. Snap to Chambers. The throw. It's wide open, and it is caught. That audible by Wilson opened up the middle of the field. And San Jose State hungry for this upset here in the Gasparilla Bowl. Jackson Wilson leading the charge, as you can see in that top right corner, or left corner, excuse me, on Heisman difficulty. 98 receiving yards, 11 rushing yards. Now here's the snap to Chambers. Here is Wilson shaking his defender, but again it's incomplete because Chambers got taken down. Again, our offensive line's got no protection. If only we had a consistent line. Just imagine the damage we could do. All right, we're going to go back in motion again. They're looking for the middle. So let's audible out of this. Again, go to the left sideline. Here we go. Snap to Chambers. Juke him right here. The throw to Wilson. It's caught. For a short gain of 2. Going to bring up 3rd down and 8. And now here's a quick short post. Spartans leading 14-2. They're looking for more. Wilson with 100 yards here today. Now the throw is incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th and 8. Cal gets the big defensive stop. The question is San Jose State in a good enough position for a field goal? The answer is no. Cal gets a touchdown to bring this to 14-9. And now a big 3rd down and 7 is coming up right here. Here is Chambers. Chambers takes the snap. There's going to be a screen for Wilson. Up the middle, and it's nowhere to go. Screenplays just aren't working today, guys. Cal has been all over it. With 1:36 to go in the first half, the Golden Bears are going to get the ball back. And they get a field goal out of it. So now here we are at midfield, only leading by 2. It's 14-12. We're going to go straight down the middle here. If it's open, hit me. Go, Chambers, go. Throw it. It's caught. That's a first down. Call timeout. We got to get a field goal if possible. You know, they're calling for the Hail Mary, but all we need is a completion over the middle. We're a gain of about 15, and we can kick it. Here it is, right here. Throw it, throw it, throw it. Oh, man, it took me forever to go down, and there was nothing we could do. So we've reached halftime. Jackson Wilson balled out the first half. He had over 100 receiving yards. Well, look at our run game. Because of our offensive line, we can only do so much with that. But a valiant effort nonetheless. We got a 14-12 lead over Cal. If only Chambers could have made that throw when I was that open. All right, will I get any action in the second half? The answer is no. And we're going to lose the bowl game for the second straight year. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach strikes again. His 100-yard wide receiver, he left on the bench for the whole second half. I got nothing to say, guys. I really don't. I'm not as mad as I was last year because I kind of was expecting it. Coach has made a habit of not playing me in the second half, and he did it yet again. So, I mean, we had a 14-0 lead. For the second straight year, our team blows a double-digit lead in a bowl game. That's absolutely ridiculous. And with limited touches, there's only so much I can do for this team. The screenplays weren't even working because the blocking was awful. And then I'm wide open for a potential touchdown. The quarterback overthrows me. There's literally nothing I can do when the O-line doesn't block and the quarterback misses the throw. I can't help that, guys. It's the little details that costed us in games like this. Coach not playing me in the second half. You know, it's just a bummer. You know, I just want to win a bowl of some sort. Is that too much to ask? I know we did that at North Carolina, but I didn't even play. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, y'all. That concludes my sophomore season here at San Jose State. Let's see who won the championship. Miami versus Florida. And Miami is the victor. 34-20. The rivalry will never be the same in the state of Florida. The Hurricanes beat the Gators in the biggest contest of them all. Wow, Florida, the team to beat, number 1 overall. Victim of an upset. Canes have got bragging rights for a lifetime now. That is crazy. Check me out, guys. I now have some hardware next to my name, as well as an All-Star logo. I'm no longer just an ordinary player. I'm a star. And you know what, guys? I'm not even going to make this dramatic. I'm leaving San Jose State. I did all I could here, and there's probably going to be more opportunities down the road. Like, I want to go to a place my last 2 years where I'm going to be utilized even more. Because, as you guys can see, I have an opportunity to leave for the NFL, but I'm not just going to give you guys 2 years of this. I'm going to get my college education. I'm going to go to college all 4 years, and then I'm going to leave for the NFL. If anything, I'm going to improve my draft stock by staying in college as a junior and a senior. I'm going to be like Tim Duncan. People say, oh, you're wasting your time, Jackson. No, I mean, for one, there's NILs here in college now, so they make good money. And two, I did this Road to Glory series for 4 seasons, not 2. So, don't worry, guys. We're not going to leave for the NFL just yet. But it's nice to know that we're getting interest from NFL teams, because that was my goal from the very beginning. Play college football and ultimately make it to the National Football League. And it looks like we're well on our way, but let's see what happens these next 2 years. I'm now up to a 76 overall. I got 87 quickness, 87 elusiveness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's enter that transfer portal yet again. Now, as you can clearly see, there's a lot of interest being generated from other schools in terms of me being the starting running back. Utah State, UAB. That's one of the teams I coached in our CFB Online Dynasty last year. Look at all these opportunities to be the number 1 running back. Man, oh man. Where am I going to be the top running back at? Anywhere they got me starting out as a 2nd or 3rd string, I'm not going to take the deal. So let's start by going up here. Utah State, UAB, Wyoming, UTEP, Ball State, Purdue, the Big Ten Conference. That's an opportunity for me to go to elsewhere, to a bigger stage. Northern Illinois, Kennesaw State, there's Troy, Appalachian State, one of the teams that was in my top 3 in terms of originally committing as a freshman. Kent State, Louisiana Tech, and Michigan State. So it looks like these are the teams right here in which I'm going to have a starting spot from the outset. And my decision is becoming obvious because look at this right here. A program that has been suffering tremendously, the University of Purdue, in the Big Ten Conference, on the big stage. I would have an opportunity to make my mark finally as a starting running back / wide receiver. And if anything, I can show the world how I match up against the best players in the country and not just the Mountain West. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am making my decision live on this episode. For the rest of my college career, or at least for the next year, I am heading to the University of Purdue. I am back in the spotlight in terms of major Division I schools. Thank you guys for watching. This is Axon Jackson Wilson, now a Purdue Boilermaker, here on Ladder of Light Gaming. College Football 26, Road to Glory. I am ready to begin my upperclassmen years. Hope you guys will join me for that as we continue our march toward the National Football League. I'm grateful for my time at San Jose State, but it's time to move on to bigger and better things. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ be yours today, in His holy and almighty name.